Yeah, thanks, Vishnupriya. So we're gonna start with the topic, which is array. So array is very important because like something, what is an array, how it works, and how we're gonna use it, we'll see everything. But there is one type of loop which we haven't discussed, that is for each loop. So for each loop is something which we are gonna discuss once we have an idea of an array. Okay. So if anyone asks you what is an array, do you guys have any idea what is an array?
Sir, array it means like a type of list. Is list or array it like same, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Like array it means like elements are like homogeneous elements is there and different individuals elements in their array. Array it means like index based
Mm-hmm.
retrieving data.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, that's
What is an array? Still the question is there, and you guys should be able to answer now. Actually, everyone knows what is an array.
Collection of
Array is
numbers.
used to store the
Actually,
multiple
in
values.
it's like collection of sequential items.
Okay. Others?
contains same type of elements.
So it contains same type of elements. Others?
Collection of same data types.
Collection of same data types. Okay.
Track मेरा वाला कोई तरह होता इन्हीं क्लास में सारे वार्षिक में फर्स्ट बाइट
Your voice is coming close and far, Chilna.
It holds fixed number of values, Amitabh.
Fixed number of values. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are saying properties. Like for me, the one-line answer I need, what is an array?
It is a container which holds a fixed number of values. I'm sorry if I repeated the same.
It is used to store the multiple values.
Okay.
Collection of items.
Your time is up. You are saying 226. Let others try. What happened? You like everyone should be able to answer what I'm expecting. I don't know why you guys are not answering.
Array is a data
Whatever the
structure
data
that stores a collection of elements.
Okay.
It's
Head.
a container.
Okay.
An array can contain int chart like that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So array is a non-primitive data type.
Yes.
If you guys would have remembered, you guys could have said in one-liner what you know. You guys are saying something which you don't know yet. So array is a non-primitive data type. That's it. And because it's non-primitive, it would be mutable. It would be given data by the users, and it would have the same type of data inside it. And it's kind of a collection of a particular data type. But if you say it's a collection, then it would be wrong actually. Array is not a collection. Okay. Array doesn't come inside a collection. Array is just a data type. A data type which can hold together multiple values of other data type. We have seen this before. Can anyone say where we have seen this before? That one particular data type is holding other data types as a collection. We have seen this before. That one.
Can you repeat the question, Amitabh, once again, please?
Yeah, the question is array is a non-primitive data type, right? I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's holding some other data type as a collection. It's not a collection, but I'm saying it's holding as a collection. Okay. So we have seen this before also, that some other data type is holding other data type as a collection.
In typecasting, we have seen maybe no?
String.
Collection it means like store the data
String.
object and key value in like key and value store
No,
the data.
it necessarily doesn't mean that. Okay.
String is a collection of characters.
Correct.
String.
Who said that?
Naveen.
Naveen. Yes. String was the other one which we have seen. String was a collection. It's not a collection, but it works as a collection of characters. Correct. Whenever we're writing
Yeah.
that my name is Amitabh, I'm writing the characters of AMY space NA like that, right? And string was also a non-primitive data type. Same
Mm.
like array. So array is something which can hold a particular data type altogether as a collection, and it's also a non-primitive data type. Clear now? So we can compare string and array a little bit, but it's totally different thing. But the properties are same. Both are non-primitive data type. Whereas string is immutable, array is mutable, and both works as a collection for a different data type. You can remember these 3 pointers. That would be enough as of now. Now,
Okay.
so 1 second, I'll share my screen after opening the Eclipse. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible, Amitabh.
Okay. Cool. So I said array can hold multiple things, right? So array, like array can hold any another data type. So it can hold integer, it can hold floats, it can hold string also. String is also data type which it can hold. Okay, it can hold characters. Any type of data type, primitive or non-primitive, it can hold all together. But is it a collection? No, it doesn't work as a collection. Okay, it is not a part of collection. So how can I say that how to initialize, or how, like whenever we say string initialization, then what we do? String s equals to, then we give something inside it, and then semicolon, right? This is our string. That was, I have to give the capital S string, then I have to give a variable for it, then I have to assign a value for it. So same way for a array initialization, the pattern would be what type of data you want to store, that you have to declare first. So maybe I want to store string only. Let's go ahead with string only. Then you have to give the array symbol. Array symbol is nothing but the square braces. Okay, this one. That means you are going to hold the string in an array. Now you give a name to it. Maybe array1 equals to. So I created a variable for the array1, which will be holding the string, the array of strings. Okay. Then to provide the value, like for the string, the pattern was double quote. For the character, the pattern was single quote. For arrays, the pattern is curly braces. Okay. This is the pattern. Now you have to put the value inside it. So I am saying that I will be saving string, right? Because I have initialized array of string. So everything I'll be putting here like string, comma separated value of strings. So now what can I say? This array1, which is an array of string, holds value of 4 strings. My name is ABCD. There, this is the initialization for an array. So what is an array? Array is a non-primitive data type. Is it mutable or non-mutable? It is mutable. Why mutable? Because user is providing the data for it, right? It's not something predefined by Java developers. Like integer is predefined that it will have the 4 byte of size, and you can go from this range to this range. But array is totally defined by the user. Whatever the user wants to put the data inside it, user can put it. So it's mutable. And does it hold another data type inside it? Yes, it may hold any other data type. Like I want to hold integer now. So integer array See, now I have created one more array, which is ARR2, which would be an array of integer, and it is holding the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a comma separated value. I had to give double quotes here because my is a string itself, name is a string itself. So every string are separated by comma. Here every integer is separated by comma. Clear till here? Anything? Any doubts?
No.
Yeah, clear, Amita.
Okay. So for this string, if you remember, we used to identify that, okay, I have a string called, okay, let's put it here. This is my string, okay, national anthem. So if someone wants to identify this particular n, what would we would be using? The index, right? The n would be index 0, a would be index 1. The indexing was there to identify any particular characters which is inside it. Correct? It was a collection of character. So among those collection of character, if I have to put particular character up, I have to mark it through the index, right? You guys remember or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Who has forgot the index?
Yeah.
Tell me. I don't know why you guys are so silent, but if you see s dot caret, used to give like that, right? Remember?
Yes,
This.
Amita.
Yeah, Amita.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it will go to the fifth index and will point out whatever the character is there. We used to get that particular value, right? For array also there is indexing. Okay. So if I have an array for this one, I have how many like elements here? 4 elements, right? 4 particular strings. So indexing here also will start with 0. So my is 0, name is 1, is 2, ABCD is 3. And the length is obviously 4. Length is 4 because it has 4 elements. So if someone wants to print out the name, this particular only this value. So what it has to do? It has to go ahead, so is there any method? No, it's simple. Within the braces of this array symbol, you have to put the value of which index you want. So name would be 1 index, right? That's it. If I print it out, you will see name. So I just gave the index inside the square braces by the name of the array. That would be enough. Is there any particular method for the array like string? There are multiple methods we have practiced, around 17, 18 methods we have practiced. Is there any? There are few, but you may not need all. Okay, like length is there, which will give you the length. You can see the length is 4. If I change it to 2, then run it, it will be 5. So there are some methods like that. If you see here, clone you don't need, to string also you need, length, notify all the way. Length only you are gonna use mostly. Sometimes you are gonna use the notify and clone also, but mostly length. So you got how we are using the index. This is the indexing pattern that I have to get any value. So it would be index and it is the length. Clear till now?
Yeah, got it, Amita.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
Amitabh, I have a doubt. Yes, Amitabh. Actually, if you don't initialize the array, what would it take?
Sorry.
The default value of array, or if we don't initialize the array in the braces, what would it prefer?
So you are saying it is something like this.
Empty array.
It is something like this you are saying, right?
No, no,
Right,
Amitabh.
right,
Maybe
Amitabh.
Shravani, you were asking about the 18th line, no? Not giving in
Array,
the pre.
array.
Okay.
No, it's
No.
in
One second. You can.
like
Your voice is not clear,
Your voice is
Shravani.
choppy.
You-
yeah, Amitabh. Okay, I'll message it later. because here the network is not that good. Sorry.
Okay, so if you are saying something like the values are not there, just I have initialized like this. That's what you are saying. See, few basic pointers. You remember the null and none concept, right? So when we are initializing a string, so if you want to give it a blank string, then you have to put it like this, correct? At least the double quote without any value. That would be a blank string. The string has been initialized, but there is no value, like it's a blank. So same like that, if you want to initialize an array, but you don't want to put any value, you have to put the curly braces with no value inside it, because it's the notation of it. Got my point, others? It's not related to someone's doubt, but what I'm trying to say, that any blank string, when we want to put it, we just put the string s equals to and just the blank double quotes, right? Then the string s has nothing to do with it. It's a blank, it's an empty string. Same like if you want to put an empty array, for string it's double quote, for array it's curly braces, right? So you'll just start and end the curly braces without any value inside it. That would be an empty array.
No, because for generally for initialization, we initialize somewhere and declaration we will do somewhere, right? Like that, we can initialize
That okay. Shravan was saying that.
with
You are
flower
saying
brackets. Yeah,
that is also possible. That is also possible, but uh it's for array you were saying that you want to do like only the initialization here, and then
yeah.
you and then
Here
what?
we no need to give a flower brackets, right?
It's not needed. I'm saying if you want to create a blank array, like later you can put the value, okay? For in
Okay.
this case, you are putting it like you have just initialized, creating the space, then later you will put the value inside it, right? What
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying, but without putting the value, if you want to just create a blank array, you can go ahead like this. This is a blank array, like no data inside it.
Okay. But it's a non-primitive, right? We can change.
Yes, you can change.
Yeah. Okay.
How to change? That's what I'm going to say. That's why I wanted to do this. So string was non-mutable. So if you have initialized a string blank, it was hard to get the data inside it later. For here, it would be a little bit easier. How? So now this array one, okay, I'm just disabling this line also, disabling this line also. So I have just declared array one as a blank array, correct? So if I want the first index to be printed out, what would be the value? There is an exception that nothing is there. Okay, there is nothing. Don't
Index
mind
out
much.
of bound.
Don't worry about the exception much now. Okay, sometime will come after a few days when exception will kill your life. So don't worry, just let it be there.
Okay, okay, Amitabh.
So right now it's blank. So it's saying like, boss, you don't have anything, and if you want to get the first index, you have to put some data inside it. So later, because I said it's mutable, right? We can put the data slowly inside it and it will work fine. How can we do it? We can put the data through indexing only. How? Well, let's put this error one again. Every time I'm missing. So in the 0th index, I want to
0.
put the value of my.
Mine.
Okay.
So the 0th index I have loaded. Now I want to go for another index, 1.
Name.
Getting my point?
Can we
Yes.
rewrite in the next line? Can we rewrite? I mean, can we overwrite giving another name?
Okay, so you want to, like in the same index, you want to put another value.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Is
see
it
that too.
possible?
We'll see that too. So still it's saying it, I have saved it, right? Yeah. So still it's saying that it's still array index of bound. What is happening? Can anyone tell me? But now I have a value of 1, right?
Sir,
But
it will be last value not included.
hmm? I'm not getting.
Add
Is saying add method. Yeah, Viraj, tell me why it's still showing that there is nothing there.
array index out of bound x.
If you guys would have listened to me when I was saying none and null, then you would have already understood what is happening here. Guys, there is a basic difference. Again, I'm saying, okay, so let's compare with the array, how it's happening. So now, if I do string array arr and semicolon, this is one pattern. Second pattern is string array arr equals to flower basis and then semicolon. Okay. So for this one, I have created a variable, but nothing is inside it. Correct?
Yes.
Nothing has been created
Yes.
inside it. For this, it's not only initialized, it has been declared also that it would be empty. Initialization also happened and declaration also happened. And because it has been already declared as empty, whatever the data I put in later, it doesn't matter because it doesn't have that space. It's something like you have already told your contractor boss, I am gonna have a 1 BHK. And later you are going trying to put the data inside it. No, I will have this big of bed, this big of almirah, this big of wardrobe, this big of thing table. It's not possible anymore, right? Whatever you put, it's not gonna contain because you have already said it's gonna be empty because the declaration has already happened. So here also that is the same thing happening because I have already declared this array is gonna be an empty array, nothing I want to put it there. Even if I start putting the values, it's not gonna take. It's just say it will just say that it's see length is 0 for it already. It's already showing that index, whatever the index I'm asking for 1, but it's saying index 0 is also out of bound for the length of 0. So that's why
Yeah, got it.
what people do to handle it, that is another question. How can I later load up an array? It's possible, right? I am saying array is mutable, that means user should be able to load up an array later also. That's where our topic is going today. But before that, I want to explain something. We are entering object now. Okay, be very, 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 very careful. I'll repeat this maybe 5 or 6 times while going through the oops, but starting today. So object, what is an object? Can anyone tell me what is an object?
It's like physical entity whenever see in real time. It's like a thing.
Okay, others, any idea about
Object,
what is object?
object may
Variable, we can call it as an object, Amita.
is
Not
variable.
really. That would be something else variable. You guys remember maybe instance variable. So that is
Mhm.
different. What is
Okay.
an object? If anyone asks you what is an object, the coding answer would be object is a blueprint of a class. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Object is a blueprint. You can quote in code and say the same answer to the interviewer. That would be still full marks. Okay.
Okay.
Object
Okay.
object is a blueprint of a class. That's it. So what do you mean by blueprint? So I want to create a house. I want to have a good architecture. So architect will give me a blueprint, right? That boss, this would be your length of this room. This would be length of this room. Here would be a bed of this size. Here would be almirah of this size. There would be space. There would be corridor of this. There would be the balcony size. That's how the blueprint works, right? Blueprint is something how it would be made or how your house would behave. Correct? Your house characteristics, everything is written in that particular blueprint. For an object, for whatever the objects are created for classes, okay, So whatever the classes you are gonna use, you are going to create an object for that. So how your object will behave, it depended on that classes. So whatever the class has characteristics inside it, your object is gonna behave the same. Like when I'm saying this line is very famous with you guys. So scanner scan equals to new scanner. We do that, right? System.in. So
Yeah.
here scan is actually the object. Okay, you guys are already creating an object for the class of scanner. So how this scan behaves, the scan dot, when you give the dot, it holds all the methods which are inside this scanner, correct? Whatever
Yes,
the
yes.
Java developers has declared, whatever the Java developers has given the methods inside it, you are getting all those methods accessible through this object, correct? You guys haven't seen
Yeah.
ever.
Yes, Amitabh. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Scanner equals to new scanner system.in. Let me show you. Where is import statement, dude? Oh, I written wrong spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if you control click this scanner, you can see the open declaration is coming. See, right? Control click, control holding. I'm holding the control and then it's coming. So if I click the open declaration, you guys use the all the methods. I'll show you the methods you guys are using. These all are methods you can see, right? These all are methods. So I'll show you the methods which you guys are using. What you guys are use mostly? Next int, right?
Yeah, next int.
Yeah. See, this has next int. Next int should be, yeah, next short. Next short. Next int. It has next int. Next int. Yeah, this is the method next int. Even if you want next only, you guys are using the next only, right? It would be hard to find. Okay, let's go for text double. See, has next double. Next float. So these all the methods are predefined by the Java developers. And how you are getting this? You are creating an object for that class scanner, and your object is giving all the properties for that class. That's why I'm saying object is a blueprint of that class, for which class you are creating it. So this object will behave the same way or will help you to get all the methods or to access all the methods of that particular class. Okay, how can I say it? So houses were, sorry, the classes were your houses, you remember, right? So when some invitation comes, okay. So when some invitation comes, someone of your, like of our house goes to that particular invitation, right? And he or she, whoever goes to the particular invitation, he goes as a representative of this full house, right? Today an invitation came to our house. If I go to that particular invitation to keep that invitation, then it would be like, okay, Amitabh has came from that family to represent the whole family, correct?
Yes.
Objects are also something like representative. What happened here? This is the invitation came from. This is my class, practice array. I gave an invitation to the scanner class. Boss, I need your help. Be here for my coding. So I am creating a representative for the scanner class, which is scan, and which will help me throughout this total process, right? With all the methods. These all methods are already coming from the class of scanner. You can see, right? From where it's coming. These all are scanner class. Getting my point?
Yeah, Amitabh.
So object is a blueprint of a class. And why it's a blueprint? Because it will have all the properties of that class, whatever for which class you have created the object. Now, this object, why we need an object? Now, this is another question, that why object oriented programming, or why it came into the picture, why we need an object. Object is something like for which you will create a space. So what do you mean by space? If you remember, we had two types of memory. Like it has four types of memory, but we have discussed two types of memory. One is heap memory, one is stat memory.
That
So stat memory gets by default whenever you was like static, right? Static class, it can be static method, it can be static variable, it can be. So whenever I use the keyword of static, so whatever the variable I have given, it gets a stat memory place, right? It gets a memory assigned to it. And if you remember, heap memory doesn't get a memory until unless it's needed, right? Whenever I need in the code, then it gets a callback like int x equals to 4. Then it comes into the play for the heap memory, correct? But in your coding, if you want to give space to someone dedicatedly without using the static, you need to create an object. Object is a way to give memory to someone by force. So what I'm trying to say, like I have a, how can I say? Yeah, let's go ahead with that. I'll show you now how the method works a little, maybe. These are static method, right? Static main. So whenever I'm running the code, this method would by default would be loaded and it will have a stat memory, it will work, correct? That's the idea of us, that because it's a stat memory, it will get it. But this is just, I'm inside the class, but outside the main now. Okay, you can see the main scope has ended. I have highlighted that. I'm coming down to another method. Okay, public void. I'm not giving static anymore. Okay, sum. And here I'm doing int x equals to 10, int y equals to 15. So x plus y. Okay. So if I run this code, what will happen? Will this particular sum will get printed out?
yes.
No, no.
No, you're
No.
printing.
Nothing is printing, right? It should print the 25.
Like,
It's not getting.
call the method.
It's not getting printed. I'll not go in very depth. It's very hard to understand. I get it. But I'm just saying you something that it's not getting printed because if you remember that only the main method gets printed. Main is the like key door of execution. Okay. It's the main gate of execution. Java execution starts from the main method. And it starts with the main method because it is static. Other static methods will work? No, still no. Main method is the like defined one that Java developers have said, was whatever the programmer gives, you have to go through the main method, and whatever is inside the main method, you have to give it. But it has an advantage also, which is that because it is static, it's already getting a memory. So it is saving into the memory, it's getting executed. It doesn't even have a memory. This particular method doesn't contain any memory in the programming. So if you want to give it a memory and getting it executed, what you have to do? For giving memory, you have to create an object and then call this method. And to get it executed, you have to put it in the main method. How we do it? So you have to create an object for the class, basically. So what is the class? My class name is practice, right? Practice array equals to obj equals to new practice arrays. Now I have created an object for this class, and this class hold this method, right? Same as scanner. So scanner was a class, and these were the methods inside it, correct? So I have created an object. So if I give the obj dot now, I should be able to see, right? And you will be able to see the sum method here.
Yes.
It's coming same as the practice arrays is the class name. There it was scanner only, right?
Yes.
So I give the sum here. Why the clone came? Sum. Now if you run it, array exception. Let's comment this line for now. If you run it, why, where I have done? Sorry.
So
Those-
x plus y.
No. You can see the output now, right?
So
So what happened here basically? Because it was not static, it was not getting any memory. So in that memory, there was no space called x plus y. I have to put it, and then this result needs to be printed out, right? So this x plus y was not happening at all. This operation was not happening at all. So what I did, I gave it a memory, which is called object. So object creation helps to create memory for those which doesn't get a memory by default. By default, memory is given by static keyword. So that means non-static keywords or variables can be called upon by objects. Like I have a variable static, same goes for here also. Okay, static int a equals to 18. And if I give int f equals to 40. Okay. Now, if I give obj dot, you'll see f is coming, right? F integer. F, which is an integer inside the practice arrays. Is a coming here in this list?
No.
No. Why? Because a already has a memory. It doesn't need a help of an object. It's already static. A already got a memory with the help of static, right? You already have a house. Why I'm gonna give an extra house to you? Maybe if I have an extra house, I'm gonna give to someone who is homeless. It's something like that. So object is something which is giving the memory to the non-static things. Clear?
Amitabh,
What is
if,
the yeah?
yeah,
Tell me.
yeah. Let us assume if is there any method in scanner class has a static, can we call without object in other class as well?
Yes. So if you have a method inside any class which is static already, okay, then you don't need to create an object. Okay, what you are saying then? Let's see. Public
Yeah.
static void sub. Okay, and then so this is a static method of sub now. Okay, so if I give object dot, you will see sum is there. Correct? Sub is not there. Then how can I call a static method? It's very simple. Just give the class name practice arrays dot. You will see the only static things now.
Actually, I as this is shared class, if the method is in different class also we can call.
Same thing with the class name dot. That's all.
Okay.
With the class name dot, because it already has a memory. It's something like, how can I say? Okay, people in my area already know me. Okay, so if someone says that if some postman comes and says, can you tell me, ask someone in my locality, like, can you tell me who is this Amitabh? So people of my locality will say, it's Amitabh of that house, because I already has been recognized by the people of my locality. Correct? You are already recognized by the people of your locality. If some postman comes to your locality and ask about you, people of your neighborhood will say, okay, this is the person of that particular house. It's something like that. It's already the house name dot. When once you give dots, it already recognizes or whatever it already has as a static things. You can see main method static, sub I have created static, integer a is static. Only the static things are available here. Correct? But if I go to your area, will anyone know me? No, right? So my Aadhaar card or my voter card would be the identity. So it's something like that. I have to create a memory for myself. Then people will know. Once I do something sarcastic in your area, then people know, okay, that guy came someday and did some sarcastic here. object helps to give memory to the non-static things, whereas static things can be accessible directly with the class name. You can see the sub, it's directly came here because static. It's a non-static method which needed help with the creation of object. It's a static method which had stat memory present for it. Clear till now? You may have
Yeah.
n number of doubts and you can throw me n number of doubts. I'll solve everything, but you have to be clear. So what we have learned? First, we have learned that object is something that it's a blueprint of the class. How it's a blueprint? Boss, you see whatever the class property has to offer, object is offering the same. I showed you, right? Scanner scan. That's a prime example. Any doubts on that part? Yes, no, I'm dead. What are you saying?
Yes.
Any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, Mithuk.
Chinna, Ashok, Deepika,
No.
Lakshmi.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
So object works as a blueprint of a class. Now, why object is needed? That is the question. So if I have static things in my, very simple answer, listen to it. If I have static things in my class, those are readily accessible because they already have a memory, which is called stat memory, correct? Those which are non-static things in my class, if I want to access them, I have to give them memory, right? Or else they will not be recognized, they will not have any particular memory, correct? To,
Yes.
to give them memory, we use the object. That's the point. You saw, right? When I created an object and try to give object dot like scan dot, all the non-static things is coming to me. It's accessible now again. Clear?
Yes.
So we got to know two things. Object is a blueprint and object creates memory. Correct? I'll not go any deeper today because that's all I needed to make you understand the array. So object creates memory. That is important. Okay. Now for an array, let's come back to array again. So this was an array which was blank, correct? So if I have already initialized a blank, there is no meaning of putting the value inside it because I have already done the declaration also. It's a blank array. So how can user edit it? Was you are saying user may able to edit it, user may able to edit. How can user may be able to edit it? User may be able to edit like this: string array1 equals to new string, and I will put something here which is very important, like 5. What I have done here? What I have done here? I have initialized this part is same, right? Same as before. Nothing changed. That I am initializing a string array which is called as array1. No doubt. Equals to new is someone. Equals to new is a keyword as a total. Equals to is not different. New is not different. Equals to new is a total keyword. If you see, equals to new comes like as a pair. Okay. Equals to new is the one which can create memory on behalf of you. That's why object also gets memory because it also has the equals to new. Okay. I'll say everything again. These things will come back again to you. Don't worry. Equals to new is the keyword which helps to create memory. And what I have done here, I have said to the compiler, then to the JVM interpreter, boss, create a space which can hold 5 strings inside it.
Yes.
I have notified the size for it. Now I can start. Okay, array1 zeroth index will be holding my array1 first index would be holding something like that. I don't want to waste the time here. So I'll just copy this to Control C, Control V. And I'll change it to just suppose of a 5 length, I have loaded 4 elements. Okay, one more element. Okay, let's load one more element. Now, if I give CISO and ask for it will not give me any problem, hard time. See, now it's working fine. Why it's working fine? Now, by this line, what I have done, you know, by that particular line, I have created an area like this. Until unless I give 5 strings, it's not gonna get closed. But by only giving the curly braces, I have already created a closed space that nothing would be inside it. It's a no entry zone. But by creating this, like initializing and saying the size of 5, I have created a space through JVM. Boss, it will take 5 entries inside it. Then it will like go ahead and kill itself, and then it would be a no entry zone. Nothing can enter anymore. If you enter again, it would be a problem of the same, like array index out of bound. But it will let me enter till 5 entries. Got the point now? What is the difference of those? What is the difference of this and what is the difference of this? This one is a closed space, closed no entry space. Because you are
Here we can't add extra elements.
you are saying
More
here
than
to
5?
add. Here
Yes.
to so add a 5 equals to. Okay, let's not give this. Let's give numbers to identify it.
We can do that, right?
Let's see. Huh? Okay, you want to add? Okay, let's add one more thing. This numlock is giving me hard time. 100. No error, right? Let's call that.
It's like bound of expression, array out of bound of expression.
Correct, because the length I have initialized as 5, right? Length I have
Yes.
given here as 5. That 5 strings would enter there. If I give a now I want to put something on 100th index, that means it has to have a length of 101, right? 101, which is not possible because I have given a length of 5. Even index 5 itself is out of bound for length 5, which I have given here actually. For this line, actually, it's throwing error. You see line number 26. Practice array, line number 26. It's throwing error for that line itself. Now, why it's not throwing error when I'm writing the code? Because compiler doesn't understand. For compiler, everything is okay. Semicolon is there, braces are correct, invert commas are there, everything is correct. It's not a compile time thing, it's a runtime thing. That's why while running the code, it's giving that error. I told you guys, right? Compile time, runtime.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So it's a
Yeah,
runtime thing. So it's throwing, see, if I click on this particular link, it's highlighting the 26th line. Because the error here itself, I have given a length of 5. I can hardly load the 4th index, right? Length 5 means 4th index. I can't go ahead more than that. Clear?
Clear.
yeah,
Here we can only edit, right? We can change the values. I mean,
That's up
elements,
to
right?
you. That's the thing you guys have to practice. So what I want you guys to practice, initialize like this, like practice the normal array also, okay? Like which we have done at first. I have deleted maybe, but practice the normal array also, practice the indexing, practice the length, then practice this pattern also. What is the advantage of this pattern? This pattern is actually user based input, right? because I'm defining the length and user can put any value. In place of this hard-coded data, I could have put like scan dot next, right? Scan dot next, scan dot next. It would have helped me to get the data from the user from the console and then put inside the array. Getting my point, right? Then try to edit the data of a particular index. Try these things. Okay.
Okay.
And hopefully whatever I have said for object, two things only I have said. Object is something which is a blueprint of a class. How it works as a blueprint? Why are you saying blueprint? Because whatever the class has to offer, object will present the same class. It's a representative. Like I am a representative of my family. If I go to your someone of yours invitation, it will be like, okay, Amitabh has came from that family. If I go to any other company for business users, it would be a representative of Kiovox, right? So it's something, the object is a representative for that class. So whatever that class has to offer, the object would be saying the same. And why object is needed? Object is needed because non-static things doesn't get a memory. To give them a memory, until unless memory is given, nothing works in Java. Okay. You have to execute a single program x plus y equals to z. It needs a memory. So what was happening till now? That heap memory was getting called upon, then it was working. With the help of object creation, you are giving it a memory so that the non-static things can also be executed and accessible through other classes or in your class itself from other method. And static things are readily available because they already have a memory. It doesn't get any hard time. That's it. Just know this much of object because we are going to go very depth of object. Okay. And how to create in memory, how to create memory in Java equals to new keyword. That's it. Okay. Equals to new keyword. What is the use of equals to new? It helps to create memory. New is the keyword which creates the memory, equals to assigns the memory. So equals to new helps to create and assign the memory. That's it. We'll go very in depth, don't worry, but practice the array. Okay. Tomorrow we'll finish the array and for each loop, and we'll start the object oriented programming from Monday. Okay.
Okay, Amitabh.
Cool.
Okay, Amitabh.
Okay, sir.
Thank you guys. Practice well.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Amitabh.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.